All right, guys, welcome back to the Velvet Sugar Podcast. This episode we got we got a hilarious
person like you've never seen before, a
Dalton.
celebrity boxer,
Yes.
comedian,
Yes.
who has the confidence of a seventh grader, which is high.
Yes.
And we talk about possibly beating up Big J Oakerson.
Yeah, he wants to really kick
and
Big J.
and beating him in a roast battle.
Yes.
We got celebrity boxing. We talk
Yes.
about UFC,
Yeah.
MMA, Jiu Jitsu.
Yep.
Wrestling.
He loves only happy comedians. He probably beat your pastor up.
Hitting on old ladies in comedy shows.
Yes.
Hooking up with them and having kids with them. You could hook up with a fan
well
and
as-
have children with her.
Yeah.
You'll hear it all.
Some bombing, some what else? That's it.
That's it.
Hey, guys.
That's enough.
Yeah,
That's
enough.
a lot of
That's
stuff.
enough.
What
Yeah,
else
yeah,
is
yeah.
there? Like that's it.
We didn't even get into like food wise. Can he cook? I don't know. Anyway, tune in. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell us something. All right. But we got an interesting show for you. Very funny, I should say. Tune in, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Episode 28. Here we go.
Welcome to the Velvet Sugar Podcast with your hosts, David Beckles Jr. I'm Alex Kolar at Big Alex Comedy. And all right, let me do the proper introduction. Let me do the Barbados introduction. Big up, what up? Welcome to the Velvet Sugar Podcast. No?
It's perfect. Actually.
One of those works.
Perfect.
How you guys doing? We're back.
Ba, ba,
Yeah,
ba. Do that.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Now you're in there. That's what I'm talking about.
We got a very special guest,
Yes. Welcome.
the hilarious Ryan Dalton,
Ryan
comedian,
Dalton.
boxing, celebrity boxer.
Celebrity boxer.
He fights poodles.
Yeah.
He'll fuck a llama up if he has to. He doesn't care.
Alligator.
He'll fight anybody.
I need to.
I heard,
Yeah.
I heard he once put an alligator in a figure four.
Yeah.
He'll verify on the
The rumors are true.
Yeah.
The rumors are true.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
celebrity boxer first or comedian first?
Ooh, it's slowly turning into celebrity boxing first because they really hooked it up. Celebrity boxing had me on the Times Square Titantron, squaring off against my opponent. That beats out any flyer, unfortunately. So
You got anything coming up over the next couple months?
the next card, I don't know what the date is, but
was it?
I've already threw my name in the hat, even though my wife was like, "You're not doing it," and I kind of said, "But I am." So we're
against
fighting.
it?
Oh, she hates it. Yeah, she
She hates it. Why? Because you get hit? Because of that?
Well, she doesn't think I take it seriously because, like, the last two fights, I just thought I can wing it. I didn't need because I didn't like paying for training. Training costs a lot of loot, to get your
Yeah.
coach and all that stuff. And I was like, let me just bang. I'll just redo what he told me. I don't have to keep going back. I have a punching bag in the basement. I can
Wait,
do
you
it.
train in your basement for it?
Well, now I do. But she says that's not good enough. I need sparring partners. I need an actual coach, not me thinking, what did he tell me to do? All right, I'll redo that downstairs in the basement. So she doesn't think it's taking me seriously. But, the coach is like a G, for it's just too much. And I'm like, I can figure it out. Plus, I'm a visual Golden Gloves winner. I watch enough boxing.
Visual?
I figured it out. Yeah, I'm a visual black belt as well.
Look it up on
So
YouTube.
I did a Jiu Jitsu and I did a Jiu Jitsu tournament.
Did you really?
I did. I got bronze medal. I did because
No.
I lucked out.
Did you take jiu-jitsu?
No, but visual.
Are you kidding?
No, I didn't.
I took jiu-jitsu. I took Brazilian jiu-jitsu for Brazilian or regular jiu-jitsu.
I have no idea. It's just
Jiu-jitsu is like the
It
one
might
with
just
the
be
formal with the
jiu-jitsu.
gi, like the white gi.
I didn't wear a gi. I
Okay.
wore my cool outfit.
Oh.
And it's all about the outfit because then you got to pick out the shorts. That's the fun part of it all is picking out the shorts. Then you got to pick out the shirt, and then the promos. When I went there, I was cutting promos. I've never done jiu-jitsu before, but I wanted to let them know that like I figured it out. It's like I watch UFC, I play the video game, and I know when it's time to hit the submish. So it's like I know when it's time to do it. So I was hitting promos and just telling everybody when this comes up, I'm wrecking everybody in the room. So when I got there, and it was the first time I've ever been there, they were like, "Your name?" And I was like, "Ryan Dalton," and they're like, "Minute," and then they're like, and then they call other people over. "You're Ryan Dalton." I want to introduce you to a couple of people. You've been the most requested guy to fight. So I went around shaking everybody's hand. And I went there with a guy who's been doing this for a very long time. And he was like, this is ridiculous because I've been here. I don't get this treatment. And I'm like, yeah, because you can't cut a promo. It's all about the promos, And I had a line of people that wanted to beat me up and tap me out. Luckily, I caught one dude in a guillotine, and I got the bronze medal. There was only like 5 people in the bracket.
beat the dude?
Yeah.
So you
but
beat some
I
dude
I
who
lost
actually-
the first fight.
But you beat some dude who actually trains.
But it was so luck that I yanked his
Still
neck.
though,
and he
I
died.
would. Oh my god.
But that bronze was like a gold to me.
Right.
I strutted around that place like nobody's business.
But beating that dude, that'd be like getting into a fight with a girl and she just beats you. She one punch, she knocks you out. And she's like, dude, I knocked out a man. I don't even train.
Yeah,
That
bronze
is
medal was
crazy.
hanging on a pedestal in the man cave right now. Like
That dude trains and you beat him.
And I never trained at all. I was just watching it. I just knew if he goes for something, you just gotta lift and crank, and then you gotta do the wrap your right. You gotta hit the guard. It was just video games and UFC DVDs on rewind. So
You said you were on the Titantron in Times Square
yeah, that was for boxing.
against who?
Sherrard Dunlap. That was the last fight that I had, and then I had another one where it was me with who did they have on the last show? Blah, 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 blah. I couldn't even tell.
Was Dunlap like a retired boxer?
No, he was actually their current champion. So I've only lost to two celebrity boxing champions, and then Hafiz the Flash Montgomery, who is a retired boxing champion. And my promo against him was, he's a retired professional boxer. I'm an active ass kicker. So it's just like, you're not going to be in the same league. And they just found it so funny, and, that dude punched me in ways I didn't even know I could get hit.
Did it
Because
hurt?
I'm blocking here, and this dude is doing like weird punches down into the solar plex.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like,
jeez.
I was so scared I'm gonna throw up in the ring. So I kept like blocking, but I'm like, and every time
So
I
he's
block,
really hitting you.
I'm trying to gag.
So he's
Did he
really
go all
hitting you.
out? Or you think he went like 80% just to mess with you? He must have.
I mean,
right?
did he take it easy on me? I don't know. His kids were cursing me off when we were walking to the ring. I was like, there are some nasty people right when I walked out, and it was like super vulgar. And then I found out it's his kids because they were mad that I was dogging him at the press conferences, and videos, and all that stuff. At the end, we did bury the hatchet.
My dad's gonna F.
My dad is gonna beat the shit out of you.
You said you were dogging him. You were shit talking at the.
I always shit talk. Yeah, it's always shit talk.
You do it obviously you like the promo, the hype it up, right? It's fun.
You should be a WWE manager. That's what.
No, that linked into it. Then I had a guy who does professional wrestling ask me to be a guy's manager who's not good at talking, but he's good in the ring.
Oh.
So I did a wrestling event. I was hanging out backstage with the wrestlers. I had a wrestler tell me, he's like, during the match, and I was like, okay. And I'm like, I've never done it before, but tell me. He's like, I'm going to hit the ropes, grab my leg, I'm going to trip, and then I'm going to yell at you, and then just hit me with a choke on the ropes. And like he said it like I knew what I was doing, but of course I figured it out. I'm a hardcore WWE fan. So at one point I was choking him on the ropes, and it was so cool. Yeah. And then the little girls in the front row were booing me, and it was fantastic. Then I started talking to the little girl in the front row, and then she came over to me and wanted to take a picture. She said, "You're my favorite manager." So I was like, hell and yeah. So talking about just making a day.
I would love to shit talk in the WWE and do what you did. I don't want to get hit.
Well, that's what I did with comedy. I was doing stand-up comedy, and then they did comedy competitions, and I was like, oh, shut the F. We do that? And I was like, all right, so.
You must love that.
I've won 4 competitions, and I don't know if it's because I'm bringing a lot of people out, because once I found out that there's a title to be had, then videos are popping up. It was a Jester's Comedy Club. So then all of a sudden, boom, Jester's Comedy Club, there's a title on the line, coming da-da-da. And I'm like doing a video, I'm like, I'm going to crush him. These jokes are going to knock everybody down. Do you like laughing? I'm going to hook you up. And then everybody was like, whoever was on the list to battle for it, I guess, everyone was like, oh, I'm going to come out and support you, Dan. Everybody everybody had more people come out because they wanted to watch me lose and then win. Like, it was just like filling up the seats. Nice. It wasn't just a comedy show.
Listen, man,
now it was.
Conor McGregor got popular because you wanted to see him get beat.
Indeed.
Just talking,
yeah.
Talking
That's what I'm trying to tell my wife.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wife doesn't get it.
Where did you do that fight you described with the guys hitting you in the solar? Where was that? Where did you fight?
That was Atlantic City at oh my God.
You didn't shit yourself walking into
Tropicana.
the ring?
Oh God, no! I'm so excited when I go out there. Once the bell rings, I'm like, "Why am I doing this?" That's when it happens. When I start getting hit, I'm like, "This is so stupid."
But they never hit you hard in the head where they knocked you out. No, that's never happened.
No, oh man, they've dropped me where my knees went out. Yeah, and then I remember standing up and I'm telling the ref, and I'm like, "Wow, that was not authorized by me. That was that that uppercut like shuts you off, And again, then the crowd screaming, and then I'm more focused on the crowd than the boxer. I'm more interested in talking to the ref. I'm like, can you believe that? This shit is real, And I'm talking to the audience. You stop booing me, and I'm gonna get him back, And then my coach is like pissed because he's like, can you focus on who you're fighting, please? Like he doesn't get it. Like I look at it so differently,
Oh my
I look at it as like I'm
entertaining.
entertaining, but at the same time. I'm getting my ass beat, unfortunately. But I think I could beat up any regular mofo. I just can't beat up champions and former champions. That's what I believe. Because I have the skills. But I only want to fight upper echelon dudes because if I beat up a dude who's like at the same level of me or below me, there's nothing to brag about.
You'd fight Jake Paul.
Fight Jake Paul right now, yeah. Oh man, I had Ray Mercer, old school. He beat Tommy Morrison, a Hall of Fame boxer. I had him. We had the contract ready to go. He wouldn't sign it. Apparently, not too much money. It was offered for him to fight me, but I told him at the bar before the face-offs for the next day's event. I was like, I'm a Tommy Morrison's my favorite fighter, and you beat the crap out of him, made him into highlight reel, and he was like, yeah, and I'm like, I might have to get revenge on him. And he was just like, you can try, you can try, and I was like, I might have to whoop your ass and make you a part of my reel. And he was just like, you can do whatever you want. And okay, and then during the face-off with the guy who I was fighting, I turned my thing and I see Ray again in like the front row, and I'm like, and then I'm coming after you for what you did to Tommy. Then Ray comes up, pushes the guy who I'm fighting out of the way, and then gets in my face, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And then he's like really getting in my face, and I'm trying to push him off, and Damon Feldman, who's the promoter of it, was just like, need to stop doing this. He's like, I know you like talking trash. You're gonna get yourself hurt, and you should not do this. And I'm like, I want to do this because that's my favorite fighter, and he beat the crap out of him. I want to get revenge. He's like, you're not gonna get revenge. I don't like when they tell me what I'm not going to do, and that just fires me up.
Do you think when the guy faces off and runs into the ring, like a guy that's watching and you do that, do you think like he could swing at you, or you think he's like just pissed and he wants to fight you?
I mean, whatever. I mean, I look for the positive in everything. If he swings at me and knocks me out, dude, dope reel. So I have, everything's fantastic. I'd never look at it like, oh no, I hope I don't get hurt. You
look at the positive on every angle.
Everything, and then
That's
Love
why,
it.
That's why I think you'd be a fantastic WWE manager because you would talk shit. Because that's what you remember. Look, I watched on something the other day, like all the greatest trash talkers in WWE.
Yeah.
Rock. Oh my God, Rock had some epic stuff. Remember that stuff he did with Triple H? He's like, I beat you in the middle of the ring. And your wife is a $2 whore, and the crowd went crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Entertainment.
So what like how long you been doing comedy?
Like 13 years.
13
And
years.
then when COVID hit and I couldn't do comedy anymore, then I see celebrity boxing, and I'm like,
That's when you started?
Let me see if I can get in on this, and I'll just cut some promos.
That was
make it
it?
funny, Well, yeah, all you had to do is
Just
like
cut. Oh, wow.
make it funny, but don't be like everyone else. You look at everyone's comments. I would kick your ass. I would beat you up, bro. You don't know how many fights I've been in. No, you have to do it funny, so where everyone around the fighter finds me to be funny, and they're like, this guy's funny. I want to see him. You got to kick his ass. You just got to get me to be the one, as opposed to I'm going to kick your butt, because nobody would care about that guy. That guy, whatever. Oh, okay, good luck. You're not going to fight him. But if I'm the funny guy, then you want to see the funny guy get in there, continue this feud, and hopefully.
Alex, you're fighting next. I'm your manager, bro.
I don't want to fight. Hell no.
But you do jiu-jitsu. Trust me.
I did it briefly a long time ago.
Calling you
6'7", you're gonna be the Russian, whatever.
I don't want to fight.
you in
You're
there.
gonna put on your Eastern European accent, like I must break you.
I'm going to be the opposite. I'm going to be in there like, this guy's not going to really hit me, is he? I don't want to get a hit.
No,
That sounds way uncomfortable.
Ow! You're not supposed to hit me.
Yeah. And coaches don't
way.
like complaining about
What's
getting
this?
hit, Because the first time I did sparring, I fought against a big dude named Ish, and this is a big dude. And I still see that punch right now where it just came and it was like, hello, and boom, and he put me into the ropes and went down. And then I was like, and everyone's like, you all right? And I just started clapping while I was down with my mitts, and I was like, that was a damn good shot. I can't even believe you. I didn't even think it was possible that you could actually turn my stuff off, and I'm going to go down.
Isn't that crazy?
And then, of course, the coach is like, don't give your opponent props. Don't clap for him. And I'm like, but that was good, you know. And,
I can see.
you know,
I can see him
it
doing
was good, you know.
Did you saw that, everybody? Wow, what a shot! Good job.
Yeah. And then he was like, what I want you to do. Then he took me in the corner and he got pissed. And he grabbed my head mask. And he's like, what I want you to do, I want you to look at Ish. And I want you to think, this guy kidnapped your family. I want you to think that he has your wife and he's going to kill your kids if you don't fight him and you don't knock him out. And I'm like, but he doesn't, you know. So how can I put that on him?
It's not real.
Yeah, I'm like, I
No
can't put that
logic.
on. He's going to kill my
No
kids.
negative
you know?
thoughts. No negative thoughts.
No, we're just fighting, you know. So he was like, oh my God, you know, he doesn't like it. He was like, I like how you get into these fights, but geez, man, can we get your mindset right? And I'm like, I like talking to the people outside the ring, you know.
You ever trained cardio for it?
Yes, he made me, and I'd have to send my results to him. Yeah, trust me. I was
Like what, running every day and stuff like that?
running
Like,
every
what were
day, doing the bike, and then I hate the jump rope. Jesus Christ, I hate the jump rope. I can do the
jump
bike
ropes?
all
How many
day.
jump ropes?
You're a good jump roper?
No.
Oh.
Jump roping is
Especially
tough.
not with
Annoying.
these knees.
It's annoying. Every time it like catches my legs, I'm embarrassed, and I don't want to do
It's
it
insane
anymore.
cardio, right?
It's just not fun because it's embarrassing.
How many jump ropes? Or how long you got to do it?
So like I did it for Thai boxing. I trained Thai boxing for like maybe 6 months.
All right, so you know
And
what's
then
up.
But 6 months is not a
You're
lot.
doing this to kick ass.
And then
I
they make you.
think-
That guy made us do cardio.
I think we need to. I think we need to revisit the Russian boxing.
No, man, I don't know, man.
Come on,
Get you
bro.
in there.
I don't
I'll
want
have
to
to fight.
Here's my disadvantage.
I can start a promo now and get him in the ring.
Yes,
you know?
No, I'll tell you.
Atlantic
And go,
City.
go. Let me hear it.
No, here's my lose situation. I'm 6'7", almost 300 and whatever, 20
all right,
pounds.
you're-
I don't want to get knocked out by some guy half my size. That's embarrassing.
Half your
And
size.
good
I'm
for
a big
him.
dude, you know?
Good for him. Not you. Like even you. Like anybody
Ryan up
smaller.
easy. I'm a big dude.
But you know what? I got nothing to win. I'm the Goliath.
beat a
Goliath is
celebrity
not
boxer.
down. You know.
You could say you beat a celebrity boxer. That's pretty cool.
That is actually
But
true.
I'm also be your manager. I'm hyping you up, bro. I'm telling you. We make you come out to some bounty killer, some hardcore Jamaican dance.
You do that.
Oh man. So what? So the first time during COVID you started it,
I
right?
started doing that. Yeah.
'Cause the first time I met you was at a set we did for Levity Live, that Saturday night show, the VIP room show.
Yes.
And there was like 3 older women in there. And I remember his set was so funny. He went up to like there was like 3 older women. They were like watching.
Yeah.
They were.
You always you got to mac it to the older ladies.
And
Yeah.
you
always
were
mac it.
doing the dude. What he did to the women, he's like, he does this whole route. I don't want to ruin your routine, but he did this whole thing like he was just like hitting on them. Like you got your ladies are beautiful, and he's like, he just went in on it hard, like full on. I was like,
it.
what am
That's
I
how
watching?
I met my wife at a comedy show because I changed my whole set. I didn't know that the one was going to walk in, so I was just like I scratched everything off, and I just did my whole set on how I should make love to you, and she hated it. She didn't give me the number at the end of the night, but I
That's how you met
eventually
your
tracked
wife?
her down. I did, yeah, at a comedy show.
Hitting on her at a comedy show is like crowd work.
Crowd work, yeah. And she
That's cool,
hated
man.
it. Well, she was a teacher. So I was like, what do you do for a living? She says, I'm a teacher. And I was just like, oh, my God. I mean, I wouldn't mind give you some after-school detention. I was like, I got, if you're bad, I have a 12-inch ruler right here. I can spank you a couple times. And I was just like, but let it be known that if we do actually hook up, it's just a number 2 pencil, heavily sharpened. So I'm going to keep it real. But I would love to open up your legs like a textbook, go to page 69. That's all I'm saying. And she was like, I was mortified, and I hated it, and I don't go to comedy shows, and I don't like being put on the spot. Everyone's staring at me laughing.
She told you this after the set?
Yeah, because then I was like,
was
oh, man.
upset?
Oh, she was very angry, yeah. And then I went, I was like, well, now you do the apologize. So now I go to the apologize, and now that opens up the door for the talking. Let me take you out to make it up to you, you know.
Yeah, that worked?
No, it didn't work.
man.
No, it didn't work. Eventually, she told me, no, I'm not giving you anything because you're disgusting, and what you did to me was really rude. And then I got a Facebook message from her the next day saying I was sorry if I was rude. You know, I shouldn't have said that to you. And I'm like, it's all right. You know, maybe if I take you out, we could just clear the air. And now 2 kids later, and
Dude,
3
that's
cats and a
awesome.
dog.
That's an
So,
awesome story, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That means she went home and was like, oh, I was kind of mean to him, but he's kind of cute, and I like him.
God, was I
Go
too rude to
back.
him? Yeah. So I always hang that over to him. You know, she was like, well, I mean, you know,
So a lesson to you comics out there. You
it
never
could
know.
happen.
So
Unless you're married.
But she obviously told you what made her come back. Was it? She's like, I thought
She
you were
just felt
cute.
that she was rude because I was being so nice on the apology scene. And then she was just like, I don't like what you did. I'm like, can I just get your number? And I slid a coaster over and then a pen. I was like, if you just write your number on the coaster, I will put that in my pocket and then I will hit you up. And then she was slid it back.
How long ago
She
was
slid
this?
it back.
Kids, if you're listening to this podcast, take
this is how
pointers
you
here.
do
This
it.
is
I
this
mean,
is
it's
how
called
you
verbal
this
magic.
is how you
It
hook
is
up with
verbal
a woman.
magic. So
How long ago was this?
Oh God, we've been together. Our anniversary 10 years, so it was about 11 years. I don't know. Guys are bad with the years. Probably like 11 years. We've been
I'm not.
together for 10.
I remember exactly how I met my wife.
Damn,
I remember where I met her. I remember exactly
I know
how
where
I
we
met
met her.
And-
I just don't know
yeah,
the
yeah,
dates.
yeah. I remember. Yeah.
It's those things nobody forgets, right?
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
8 and 4.
Oh my God! So are they into wrestling?
Oh, the little girl is. I have my daughter
The
is mini
girl's
me.
4, the boy's
Yeah.
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the boy is he's a gamer like myself, hardcore. We game every night, and then when it comes to horror movies and wrestling, my 4-year-old daughter is with me all throughout. So we just watched The Exorcist, and she loves it. My son will be like, "Ugh, this is gonna give me bad dreams. I'm out." And my daughter's like, "Dad,
Oh, he's
rewind."
the good
Where
cop.
she starts spitting out the stuff, and I was like, "All right." So she loves Terminator. Oh my gosh, she's fantastic.
I'm not a horror movie guy like at all.
Never was? I'm
Nothing.
obsessed.
Never was. Not that interests me. I get mad at. I was like, get out of here with that stupid shit. Will you?
You love a good scare. You love a good scare. Final Destination 5. Watching it tonight when I get home.
Yeah.
You don't like horror
No,
movies?
none.
Do you find like you gotta stay in the moment of like belief, like you can't let
find
yourself be like,
find
oh,
it-
this is not real. Look,
I
they're
find
acting.
it stupid. I get so I'm like, get the frick out of here, man.
So yeah, you gotta lose yourself in the moment of it not being real.
I lose
Yeah.
myself in wrestling because my cousin, especially in the late '80s, my cousin used to be like, "It's not real." I'm like, "Well, I gotta act like it's real, there's no sense in watching."
Horror
it,
is similar to wrestling. You gotta pretend it's real.
You do have to get lost into it. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I'm not. It's just not me. You know what I mean? Just not me.
It's not him. Don't force it.
And I loved horror growing up. I never liked wrestling. I stopped watching wrestling when it was WWF. I think I don't know what happened, but I always
I don't know
watched
what happened.
horror. But now just horror freaks me out.
Jump
I can't,
back in.
Can't
We-
watch it.
We always wave you back.
Biggest Hogan guy I ever seen. Now everybody thinks he's a piece of shit.
Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my dude. I met him, autograph. So nervous walking in, and I gave him the picture for him to sign, and he's like, "Ugh." Oh, and I was like, "Could you put?" And the one guy at the booth was like, "He's not personalizing anything tonight." And I was like, "Oh, okay, Jesus." And he was like, "It's all right, brother. What's your name?" And I'm like, "Ryan." And he was like, "All right, Ryan." He's like, "You know what? I don't drink coffee anymore." And I was like, "Why?" And I'm like, you just get lost. Whatever he said.
You were
He's
starstruck.
like, yeah, I was starstruck. I'm like, "Why don't you drink coffee anymore?" And he's like, "Brother, only drink the 5-hour energy drinks because coffee gives me jitters." And I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you for that." And then when I walked out, I told my wife, I'm like, "Guess why Hulk Hogan doesn't drink coffee?" And it was like, and literally, I told him why that became like, I go to my brother, I'm like, "Guess what? I know why Hulk Hogan doesn't drink coffee anymore." I'm like, because he told me, and it just made
Oh,
me feel
man.
like I was in it. I was in his circle, And he put to Ryan Hulk Hogan in the man cave right now. Fantastic. So.
I think that that Attitude Era of WWE with The Rock and Triple H and Stone Cold and these guys, just think that was the best era. Jeez.
The best era.
Now, even though now I admit the ladies of the WWE are best top wrestlers ever.
They're
in
tip-top.
for women. They can really carry like a main
So
stage.
what was that? What's the
yeah.
era you're talking about? 90s?
Early 2000s.
Early
Late
2000s? Yeah, I definitely didn't watch it.
Yeah.
That's
The Rock still had hair.
Wow.
Rock still had he still had hair.
Yeah.
You know, he had him and the Undertaker and Kane and Kurt Angle and all these guys. Even Chris Benoit, who obviously was a psycho because he ended
bit
up
of a
killing his whole
nut job.
family,
A
named
little bit of a nut
himself.
So like this, let me ask you this about the celebrity boxing. So when you started during COVID, I don't know if you said it earlier, did you approach them on like social media?
No, I just blew up their page. I would put it up on their champions. The video. I would cut a promo, put it on the champions page, then put it on Damon's page, the owner's page, then put it on Celebrity Boxing's fan page, and then on my page, and then just let the "Who the hell is this guy?" or originally, because I'm just "Who the hell is this guy?" or "LOL, this guy's funny. What the hell is he doing?" Da, da, da. And then eventually just get a call from the unknown number, and it was Damon saying like, "Yeah, I see your stuff. You got a lot of people wanting to see you get beat up. Do you fight?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I've never fought before, but I'm not gonna tell no one." A boxing promoter asked me, "Do I fight?" I was like, "Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, definitely, man."
It's like all through high school.
All do I do? I'm like, "Dude, I'm a dirty dog," And he was just like, "Oh, all right." He was like, "So you want to get into it? We could get you a fight," because he's like, "We have people just asking to to see you get beat up. And I'm like, well, that's awesome. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I do boxing. I just lied to get my way into that.
That's hilarious.
He didn't ask you for any
Ever see,
video. Didn't ask you
Boxing
any? Yeah.
videos? No. But once he was like, all right, we'll get you on there, then I joined a boxing club. Then I started sending pictures of me training and all that stuff. So it made it look like I've been doing this for a while.
Okay.
So,
What's
See that, folks?
So how many fights? 3 so far?
4 fights, 1 and 3. But again,
Did you ever win or?
I did win.
You
against,
won?
The old man. He was an older guy. I called him the Golden Girl. He didn't like that. And he even, well, again, it was by disqualification. It was a split decision. But then I found out the dude came in with lesser ounce gloves. So it was reversed. Because I'm wondering why, when we're fighting, this dude, because you fight with 16 ounce.
He wore lesser ounce
boxing,
gloves?
He came in with 12 ounce. And I'm fighting 16. I had 16s on mine. He had 12 on his. And every time he's blasting me, I'm like spitting up blood. And
How
I'm
do they
wondering.
allow that? That's crazy.
How he did it was he comes when they're doing the ring announcing.
Mm-hmm.
You come down to the ring, and then right before you cross to to the audience, they check your gloves. So he
Right.
didn't have his gloves on. Originally, the guy in front of him was his corner man, had the gloves. So he walks first. Then the guy's like, oh, my corner man has my gloves.
Whoa.
So he gets there, and then he puts them on in the ring. I already have mine on. So I'm hitting him pretty hard. And I'm like, damn. And every time he's blasting me, I swear, I'm like, and I'm like, in the corner, I'm like, God damn, what the hell? This is
You got
so
the
much
face mask.
harder.
You got the face mask?
Well, yeah, but I mean, just on the sides. I mean, this dude's popping
Yeah, it
me
still
in the
hurts
mouth.
with the face
Oh,
mask,
it
yeah.
sucks ass, yeah. So in the corner, I'm doing the water. I'm like spitting out all the blood. I'm like, wow, this is like hitting way harder. Then I find out in the videos, you could just tell that one was more puffier than the other one, and then it got reversed. So I'm taking my dub. I'm taking my dub. And he wants his rematch, but I don't want to do that. I already beat you. So he was just like, hey, man, that was my corner man's fault. I was like, I won, is what you're saying. And,
What was the decision? Decision win?
It was it was split decision.
Then
He
it
won that point until I showed what happened with the gloves. Then it got reversed, so I got my W. So I'm taking it.
So who's your next schedule?
There's a guy that Tyron Woodley is a UFC former
I know
champion.
exactly who he is. I
I've
watched him
been
fight when I was into
working
UFC.
to get that
Wow.
to fight, and Damon signed him, so he's on celebrity boxing contract. I've been talking mad
Is he
shit
former
to him.
champion in UFC?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a champion in the welterweight, right?
But
Welter,
but
170.
I could beat. I know that's the guy who Jake Paul fought twice. Jake Paul fought him twice,
could
and he
beat
knocked
him,
him
he
out on the
said.
second time.
Yeah.
No, I could beat him.
Oh!
Just mentally. You just got to mentally be there.
Okay.
So I could beat him. All it takes is a lucky punch.
I feel
But
like
then there's another former boxing champion. This guy who keeps bumping in. He reminds me of James Toney, and I almost had James Toney too. His name is Mike the Oak Tree Brown, and he's a former boxing champion. And the guy uses oak trees as punching bags. So I was like, well, you can call me the lumberjack because I'm going to knock your oak tree ass down. The referee's going to be screaming timber as your ass falls to the floor. I'm like, because you're an idiot.
Oh, I
So,
love it. He's got to get under
and the
this
dude has
again.
no teeth. The dude boxes so much he has no teeth. So I was just like, in the promo, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna knock your fuck. Oh wait a minute, I saw your picture. Somebody already did that. So it's just like, wait a minute. So and the guy every time at press conference he pulls off his shirt. He's always shadowboxing. Dude's fucking nuts. So then I was just like, I saw you at the press conference. You're the Oak Tree, and I didn't know what the deal was with it. And then I see you shadowboxing, and I believe the Shadow even beat you. I was just like, but I mean, you're just. I'm like, why are you called the Oak Tree? Oh, because you're as smart as one. Gotcha. So then he's just
Dude,
all ready
I love it.
to come at me now.
Yeah.
And then again, Damon is he wants me to become an announcer and a host for the show because he knows I could do the comedy and whatnot. And then he was like, I keep trying to get you to do the announcing, but then you keep posting videos, and your videos keep calling out everybody, and then everybody wants you to fight. So I don't know what you want me to do. He's like, do you want me to put you in announcing, or do you want me to get you to fight? And I'm like, well, I can't do promos for announcing, so I don't know what to do. And then I sit idle. So then I see these guys, and I want to beat everybody up, So I was like, then I call out the Oak Tree, and he's like, now the Oak Tree wants to beat you up. Woodley says he'll beat you up. So I was just like, well, then let me fight them, And then
What
it
you
happens.
should do? You know, like how in wrestling you always got that one announcer that's like anti-hero or heel announcer. You should be that guy.
I know that's what it
should
is,
be
and
the
that's
heel
what he
announcer.
wants me to be. That's my
Yeah.
wife's like, can you just be an announcer? Can you
Yeah,
just
be the
shut
heel
up
announcer.
and
Yeah,
stop
just
doing
talk
that?
mad.
Oh, I can
mad
imagine your
stuff.
wife.
Every once in a while, get in, maybe take a punch or
I'll
something.
take a punch. I love
You're
it.
using
Take a
definitely your
punch.
comedy skills to
That's
amplify.
what it's all
'Cause
about.
you
Oh,
watch
man,
these
it's
boxers,
amazing.
they don't know how to shit talk. They're like, I'm gonna beat you up.
Literally,
Like you
the
were
last
saying,
press
they don't know how to
conference
do it.
was, I don't, I don't really have much to say. I'm just gonna show off my skills in the ring and, let the best man win. Boom. no one wants to watch your match
Yeah.
at all. Nobody cares about you.
You're
Nobody cares about your
Canadian
match.
first, man.
Me, I'm like, I got the mic, I stand up, and we're just running the room right now. So it's not just.
Imagine what David Teller Godfrey would do if they could also fight.
if
They
they
get
could
in there,
start
how they
throwing
can
down.
shit talk that level.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people don't want to fight, so it works out because I don't care. And I really do believe I hit hard. My coach says I hit really hard.
Let
So
me ask you this though: with your fighting though, I want to ask you questions. Were you like a scrappy kid? You used to get into fights when you were
no,
young?
never. I've never fought ever since. The first fight was in the boxing ring. Yeah.
He has the confidence of a 7th grader. You know, like my son when he was 7, we still make fun of. My son's going to go into senior year now.
Yeah.
And my son, when he was in 7th grade, I hope he's watching this.
Yeah.
He used to
do
just
it.
be like,
Challenge
we'd
Woodley,
be
kid.
walking in the woods, and there'd be like a sign saying possible wild boar. We were in Europe vacationing, right? And my son goes, "I'll ride that wild boar. Like, look how
it in
slow
the
they are. It's a
face.
pig. I'll ride that thing out. You know, I'll get on it and chop it in the neck."
There you
Okay.
go.
He'll be like,
Chop a pig
that's
and
like,
wild boar.
I guess I
that's
didn't.
basically like Ryan. He's like,
I've
I'll
never
fight that
been
guy
like-
who used to fight professionally, and I'll beat his ass.
I'll just beat his ass because all it takes is one good shot. And I got a dirty right hook.
shot.
You know.
He reminds me of
Holy crap.
King of Queens, like if the King of Queens.
That is my favorite
Kevin
TV
Heffernan.
show of all time. There you go.
If you were a celebrity
It's
boxer.
untouchable.
Oh god, that's
Kirby Enthusiasm at number 2, but King Queen's at number 1.
But you know what made that show though? The old man.
Oh, Arthur
Hey, Douglas.
Spooner. Gotta love him.
Hey
Yeah.
Douglas, and his hands are so big and he's so awkwardly shaped.
In what, King Queens?
King
Yeah.
of Queens,
Ben
yeah.
Stiller's dad,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah, Jerry
Yeah.
Stiller. Oh my god,
That's the best show on TV.
He-
Bad episodes.
there are a couple of actors comedically that steal scenes and make your shows better.
He's one of them.
He's one of them. David Allen Greer is the greatest. Oh, he's like ridiculous, David Allen Greer. Oh man,
David Allen Greer. What show?
In Living Color.
and he was in Living
Way
Color.
back.
But-
Well, I know in Living Color, but
But
he
it-
was not the guy in Living Color.
No, he wasn't. But really, nobody was because it was an ensemble cast. But I'm
Well,
saying,
Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey were the number ones.
but I'm saying in terms of scene stealing.
From movies and stuff?
Yeah, for like sitcoms or whatever. Because even though you ever seen St. Dennis Medical? He's in that.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
It's fairly new. He's real good, man. I think
good.
Some guys are like that. They could
Cat
just
Williams did, For My Wife and Kids with Damon
Yes.
Wayans. I mean, he played this character Bobby Shaw. Oh my God!
He
If
took
you
it
ever seen
away.
Bobby Shaw, he would talk about breakdancing, and he'd be breakdancing like in the '80s. He would still use lingo from the '80s. He would dress like in the '80s. Oh, hilarious! They don't make like good sitcoms anymore.
That is true. They kind of gave up on those. Now it's all hour-long stuff and too much. If it's not Game of Thrones, it's not really worth watching.
Right?
Would you do it? Would you celebrity box?
No, I can't box. What would I celebrity?
I can't box either, but you just
Seventh
throw your
grader
hands.
confidence.
I
Crazy.
don't want to be spitting up blood. I get mad at shit. I want to look for a weapon to even.
Fair enough.
You
Fair
know what
enough.
I mean? I want to look for a weapon, but no,
I think I would do celebrity jiu-jitsu. Because with that, like, you just
You don't-
tap.
yeah, you just tap.
You can get
Just
choked
tap.
out. I think I did lose consciousness once
You
for
didn't
like a
wanna
few
tap?
seconds, and you just kind of go like this.
You didn't wanna tap?
Well, not fast enough. It just happens so fast sometimes. You don't realize the guy gets you around the neck a certain way.
Wow.
You know?
I think Ryan would definitry be a heel.
I got caught in a
manager,
triangle
heel
choke in the
announcer.
legs.
On the leg.
And I was like, I could get out of this. I'm trying to get out of it. And all of a sudden, I'm like,
lift him
why are my arms all of a sudden like really
You couldn't lift him
tingly?
up though. How big was this dude?
Dude, in jiu-jitsu, that's the thing. A small guy
but
can
you could
put
Rampage Jackson and just
You can, but if you get caught and your legs are out,
not behind.
And then
I don't think I
before you can
caught
get-
like that. See, this is why I have to go back.
so you know where I trained? I trained at BJ Penn's gym
Badass.
back in the day. In 2008 through late 2009, I lived in Hawaii. 07 to 09, I lived in Hawaii.
That's BJ's homeland.
And I lived in the same town. You know what happened to him lately, right? It's not
Oh, he's
pretty.
a mess.
It's not
Yeah,
pretty
he's a
what happened to
mess.
him. So I'll get to it in a second. But I lived there. That town has like 30,000 people. It's a tiny little town. And it has one hospital. That's where I worked. And has BJ Penn's Academy there. And he's like a local hero there. People know him. Everybody went to high school with him. Small little town. And he had the school. He has 4 brothers, all the same name. Baby J or like J. J is all their name. So like he was BJ, like Baby J.
He's Baby J.
And he opened up the gym. And I was there when he was UFC welterweight champion and defended it twice. And what was my point? Hold on, what was I saying? So anyway, I trained there, and I was grappling with a guy, and it was like, and I go, wait a minute, and I'm like, that's Cabbage Carrera, who just fought Arlovsky for the title and lost.
Ah,
I
I like
grappled
Arlovsky.
with
I've met
main
him a few
guys,
times.
and I could hold my own because I was huge.
Yeah.
And and then like I could like choke out guys that were even higher belted because I would just muscle power it.
Right.
But the technique wise, once it was like a purple belt, once it was a brown belt or a black belt, forget about it. Like I grappled with BJ for a minute, And
BJ,
after a
you
minute,
actually grabbed
tapped me out in a
BJ.
minute like he was playing with his child. It wasn't, and he's half
BJ's
my weight.
tiny compared
Doesn't
to you.
matter. The technique, he was just like, it looked like he wasn't trying. I was like, next. And I was
And
like,
you
all of a
went
sudden I
in
tapped
and you
out
were
in a
trying to.
triangle.
You were trying.
It was
You weren't like
instantaneous.
starstruck.
Trying
I
full
don't, What do you
power.
want me to do? You
Full
know.
power, 170
Full
pounds,
power.
300 pounds. He's 170, full power, and it was like wrestling with a child. Like if I like I did it with my 7-year-old son. Like that's how.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's technique. It's all
Yeah,
technique
it
and
is.
skill.
It is. Once it's learned, man. You're a trained weapon.
Yeah,
What happened to him?
and then he all the hitting in the head. Recently, he was on TV. Do you know about it? What happened to him?
I've seen it.
He has a restraining order against him by his mother for trying to now attack her. He thinks she's an imposter. And listen to me. He thinks somebody's and what he has is called Capgras syndrome. And I Googled it. It said my wife knows about it. My wife's a therapist.
Oh, okay.
The Capgras syndrome is when it can start by some kind of trauma to your head, and that's what it is. It's like a mild form of schizophrenia, and you can't convince the person like that that's not an imposter. That's your mother.
I'm not boxing. I could be a fan of, but UFC, nah, not my thing. It's not my thing.
I'm obsessed with UFC.
We don't want. I don't think it's going to happen to you. You get to hit like 3 times a year with your celebrity boxing, but
yeah.
these guys got hit all the time. Imagine how many shots he would take.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, and then if you don't until you're knocked out.
He's going to be here next year. Like, you guys aren't the real David and Big Alex comedy.
It's not valid.
Who are you? Where's the real ones? We're like, oh boy.
So in all of this, okay. So where did comedy start? Man? Where did comedy start?
I was doing YouTube videos, and it was just like me just talking nonsense, just trying to be funny, just telling stories. And then people would be like, "Oh man, why don't you do stand up comedy?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, that is super cool." And then people were like, "Oh, you talk like Dane Cook." I was always getting compared to him, and then I went and saw, and Dane Cook's one of my faves. Not gonna lie, top 3. And I went and saw him live at I think it was MetLife. And then I was watching him, and I was like, I could do that. I mean, he's telling stories. I could tell stories, and I do the voices. I'm energy. I like to talk with my hands. And then it just made me sign up for an open mic and just took it from there, even though the first night was so awful. I'll never forget the first line. It said, like, there was a banner in the back, and it said Comedy Showcase. My opener, which, I was just like, you guys are here for comedy? I'm here to showcase it for you. Why? I don't even know. It's just, I hate it. I hate it. And then it went into one of my stories. I don't even know what the stories were, but God, why am I referencing the Comedy Showcase? It's so stupid.
My very first open mic, I got a round of applause. Yeah, and it was like, there was like,
You gotta laugh. You gotta.
yeah, and I got laughs. I got
Nice.
laughs, and it was like, because the first thing I said is, it actually took me 10 years to start this, to start comedy.
Give me some love.
And then I went on and bam, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good for.
Did you get any laughs? Your
I
first
definitely
set?
got, the stories, the stories worked, everyone, and then all the comics that I was like kind of climbing up there with were like, well, you're the comedian who doesn't tell any jokes, because I was just telling stories. I never did any jokes. I just told like funny stories. So then it kind of catched on, but everyone's like, oh, you're so high energy. You do the voices, you act stuff out. It worked to where people were happy. And again, I would just play with the crowd a lot.
Yeah.
But I would be playing with the ladies. Now I don't play with the ladies at all because we're a married guy. We're not allowed to do that no more. So now it's family comedy and me being a conky douche, trying to fight people and getting my ass kicked. So
Nice.
Well, how was your first open mic?
I don't remember. I wish I taped it. Right? Did you tape yours? Your first one?
no,
We didn't have
I
a
don't tape
wish you
any
did.
of them. Crazy enough.
Really?
No, nothing.
Oh man, you
I
should.
literally have just the one YouTube video, which is like my resume thing. If
That's
I try
your
to
only
jump on
one?
a club, because it came out so well, and I could redo it if I had to. But it's like that's kind of what I do. All you have to do is look at this, and then I don't have to all the jokes. I don't have to change up because you don't know my other jokes. I only posted one video, so it's
Right.
I don't know if it works.
But see, that's the thing. That's the beauty about comedy. It's different styles. Some storytelling,
Yeah.
some jokes,
Yeah.
some mix of both, some whatever.
It's true.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah, there's just a million ways to do it.
Really is.
I've never written on paper in my whole life. In my whole 7 years,
on
I'm doing
paper.
comedy. I do it on my phone, and now I'm starting to write on paper, realizing I can get more
Yeah.
more stuff can come out as you're
Yes.
writing.
Well,
Somebody
that-
told
and
me
that is
like,
true. Once I had a premise, all right, and I started writing it, and then I discovered all this other things. I was like, okay, I tried it for the first
I would
time.
just
out
like
loud last
have an
night.
idea. I put it on my phone, and sometimes I'd be like, oh, this would be a good tagline. But most of it comes out when I try it on stage.
Nothing beats that. Right.
Some people write it word for word.
You
Some
don't do
people
the
write.
shower before the show? I always do a shower before the show.
Really?
Mini rehearsal in the shower, and then
Of the
that's
show?
time. If
Always
I have
do
a
it.
show, I have to go in the shower for at least 40 minutes. And
I
then
don't
I'm
do the
just going to
shower.
kind of figure out what I'm going to do. That's your alone time. No one bothers you. You get the.
I do exactly that, but not in the shower.
Not in the
Every show is, shows are never like a 5-minute drive. They're always like a 20.
Oh, you do it in the
20,
car?
always in the car. I listen to a set first that I like I have a good 10-minute. If I'm doing a 10-minute thing, I listen to a 10-minute that I have taped, and then I'll go through my while I'm driving. I'll be like, I'll go,
Like
and
no
I'll kind of
music
mouth
on?
my
You're
set.
talking to yourself?
I just mouth my set like I'm telling the set. I learned that from watching that thing about Louis C.K. saying that you should, when you do that, you put it into your RAM, like your recent memory, and then when you're in the show, it's easy to remember your bits because you just recently said them. Your memory kind of works like a computer, like you put it into your RAM.
Yeah.
If you haven't said it in a while, it's back there in the hard drive and it needs to be pulled up. You're not going to remember it. That's kind of how Louis. That's a short version of how Louis described it.
I have, let's say, for example, I'm doing, I don't know, 15 minutes and I got 10 bits. All right? I remember the order of it, and I sometimes move it around. Then I said, okay, what's the taglines for these? Bum's going to lead to the next one. And once I go over that enough times and I'm comfortable, then I'm calm.
Then you're
Yeah.
calm.
Then, like Saturday, we had a pretty good show Saturday at
It
Levity.
was good. It was
Showcase.
good.
We had fun.
Pictures. I love levity.
It was really nice.
We had fun, so I wasn't.
It was a
wasn't
lot of
worried.
fun.
Wasn't worried about. It was a lot of fun.
Do you get to get angry before you go out? I have to get pissed
You
off.
gonna get angry?
I play one beat in my head, and then just I have to kill all the other comics. You have to kill them all.
You have you definitely have a competitive mentality.
I
That's
have
good.
to kill you all. Yeah. No, I mean, like, if anyone does good, like, oh, man, see, that's what stinks. I'll be watching you guys, and if you guys get big laughs, I'm like, oh, you son of a... But now I got to fucking kill you, So
Well, if they
then I
get-
got to even go harder now.
If
Now you're making me act
if a
like
comic
fool.
goes and got big laughs, I go, oh shit! It think it
makes you
makes
feel good?
yeah, it makes
makes
me
you
raise
feel
the
good.
yes, yeah. I'm like, okay,
No.
that's good.
No.
Now it's
No,
my
it gets
turn.
you. It wakes you up.
Yeah.
You're alive. Yeah.
But you have to kill them.
So okay, so what happens if a comic goes before and did not good?
I mean, well, that's fantastic. I mean, that makes it easy work. So.
It's fantastic.
I mean, oh man, all right. So we're good. If it's really bad, you apologize right when you come up. I don't know.
Have you really done that? Have you done
If
that?
it's bad,
I am so
well,
sorry
that's
for that
how we
last
go
guy.
back.
You're fucking terrible.
Well, if it's like crickets, and then you
Like,
go up and like,
oh,
hey,
gosh.
oh my god, all right,
Our bad.
I
He
don't,
does
I don't
not
even
belong
know
here.
what that was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then I'm with you. Then we're all together. You got to make everybody. We're a family now. It's all about you. I'm sorry, you messed that up.
Oh, man.
But it's all let's group hug. We got a group hug. And I got it. You don't. If I do really good before, you're not like I got to kill him. You don't look at it like that. That's crazy. Wow, I'm shocked. No, you have to murder them. That's why you get more angry. Better the show, more angry I get when I got to go up there. 'Cause
Jeez.
now I got to really fucking
how you-
flip
how you-
shit over.
It could be angry with family comedy.
I don't know.
Oh, so my dog, teddy bears.
God damn it! Now I
You got
got
a lot
to kill
of
you.
material now in your kids lately.
So, oh yeah, no, they've been the focal point. Yeah, but then my kids my daughter again loves going to comedy. My son went to one show. He was like, it was cool when you get up, and I'm kind of bored. I want to go home. And then my daughter was in the front row, just like, oh, man, are you going up again? And then she was like, Dad, at the end of the show, can I meet the comics? And I'm like, I'll hook you up. I was like, I'll hook you up.
Oh,
Here,
man.
come over here. I have to pay them anyway. So, yeah, come over here. So, yeah, this is Jordan. Like, hi. And I'm like, the comics felt fantastic. I'm like, my daughter wants to meet you. And they're like, oh, yeah. I mean, I'm standing right here.
So you do clean. You work
No,
clean.
no, I don't do clean. But I'll tell her to earmuff it, if it's But again, she's watched it in the movie, so it's not like I'm not doing anything that's
He
too
watches
crazy.
Exorcist with his 4-year-old.
Yeah, I know, with the girl. Yeah. I
think
mean,
they're
they're
good.
used to it. I don't think it's anything bad. I'm not being disgusting.
I mean, I'm not 100% clean, but we don't work blue.
It's playful. I do
Yeah.
playful. If I curse, it's playful. I'm never mean.
Yeah.
Exactly. Playful.
Playful curses are okay.
Yeah.
If you say oh, what the fuck, get the fuck off me. I do it in a Mickey Mouse voice, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing anything mean.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
what
mean
comedy
comics.
is,
Like George Carlin, I don't like everyone loves George Carlin. I don't like George Carlin. He's a mean comic. He's not fun. Everything is all negative. I don't like him. But you have Dan Cook. He's funny. So Dan Cook is better than George Carlin.
I was going to ask this. I like to do this every time we interview somebody because I feel like I learn a lot about them. Give me your top three.
Five.
Three to
Let's
five.
hear him. Let's hear him.
Number one, crazy enough, is Stephen Wright. Because what he
Really?
does, I could never do. That dude could just deadpan an hour
okay.
of just one-liners, which I find fantastic. I couldn't even do what he does. So that's untouchable. Second is Dan Cook, because I feel we're on the same page. We know what works, and it's the biggest show you could do. Third is David Cross. Again,
Damn.
okay, he's political. I don't know anything about politics, but he just makes it cool. He's like, if anyone asks me about politics, I just repeat what David Cross said about it, and then that's what it is,
What does David Cross look like? I don't.
He's a balding guy.
He's a bald guy with the little glasses, Mr. Show, Bob Odenkirk.
Our awesome producer Terrence is going to look him up because
there you go.
I want
You
to.
not
I
know
feel like
David
He's in a lot of
Cross?
British.
No, I probably do.
British
Yeah, I
shows.
do. I know
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
who he is.
How
I
dare
just
you.
lost the name.
Number 4, Patton Oswalt. He's fantastic. He's just like, you can
Patton's
just
great.
put him on whenever you want, and it's just like mindless, like cool humor. And number 5, probably Andrew Dice Clay, because he's just a badass.
Dude, Dice Clay, first or second comic I
I
used to
think he was the
sneak
first
those
one I've ever
tapes.
seen. Yeah.
I was an 11-year-old kid listening to those, and if my parents found out, they would have killed me.
Oh yeah.
Because I bought the tapes. There was in the '80s. They were on tapes.
Yeah.
42 long.
I couldn't
42 long. That was one of the
I couldn't
specials.
listen to those tapes growing up in Barbados with my aunt.
Murphy and Dice Clay. I listened
But
to.
when I started living here now, I was 18, and my parents was really chill. So I listened to Eddie Murphy. I never forget.
Murphy
I had
good?
to.
Murphy good?
I had to
Murphy was
pause.
awesome. They
my
were at the same
Walkman.
time.
I had to pause my Walkman several times because I was freaking crying.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With the stuff from Eddie Murphy. I was like, oh man.
And then like they were at the same time, Murphy and Dice Clay.
Yeah.
I listened to Dice Clay. Just
And
just
Mitch
the
Hedberg
crazy
can
stuff.
get in there too. He might be tied with it, but he only did like 2 kind of like albums, so not enough to really get him in my 5. But
I mean, I'll be.
That's a very eclectic 5.
Yeah,
They're very different.
They're all different. Yeah,
All
and that's
very
because I like
different.
all different.
Most comics will say, similar comics.
All stinky.
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Who's your? We always been.
We talked about this before. They know the crowd.
But I could verify if they're good or stinky.
No, they influence me, or they like now.
Not
I like
influ-
But honestly, I'm like one of those people that's like I like all comedians.
Yeah.
I've listened to them all,
you know.
but definitely influence like Bill Burr, Louis C.K.,
he's mean.
Chappelle.
Who's mean? Who?
Bill Burr's mean.
You think so?
No good. Yeah.
What?
No, he's a mean comic.
He's
There's
so
mean
mean.
comics and good comics. I only like good comics. You don't want. Yeah, I don't like mean ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see how this is amazing. Like it's everybody's taste is
Happy.
completely
I
different.
want happy with my jokes.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
George Carlin. You know what
But
really
look, but
pisses
look,
me
you wanna
off?
hear
It's
something
like I
funny?
don't care what pisses you off.
check it out.
Make me happy.
But check it out. Bill Burr's one of my favorites, and also Gary Goldman. Complete opposite.
Love me some
happy,
Gary
happy.
Goldman.
Nobody could be happier. Some of his
Interviewed
bits
Gary
are
Goldman.
like
he was amazing. He was
he
amazing.
purposely. Some of his bits are he purposely looks at the happy angle. He says like, all of the
Karate
comics
Kid.
complain about this, but I'm going to say how much I love this.
Yeah.
Like he goes that angle.
Yeah, I mean,
What do comics do? Don't you hate when you're at Trader Joe's? He talks about how much he loves certain things. He looks at that angle.
yeah.
Nice comic.
I mean,
Oh, he's a nice comic. There you go.
yeah.
We need more of those.
Yeah.
Nice comics. Stop being angry on stage. We don't care what pisses you off. Let us know what makes you happy.
Isn't it funny though when a comic gets pissed off on stage about something that not a person but like a dumb thing? That's when it's kind of funny. Like if a guy gets pissed off at something.
I just think
How do I
the
explain that?
brilliance
Explaining it
of Bill Cosby, what he can take in his storytelling. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Cosby was cool.
He's
Bill Cosby kind of ruined me. I had my biggest bomb ever because of Bill Cosby. Because Bill Cosby did a stand-up set, but he did it sitting down. And I won my first comedy show at Jester's comedy competition. I won the first. So I was the Jester's champion. Okay, this is in Chester, New York. Find out before that was I thought I was well known, worldwide. I won Jester's Comedy Club in Chester. So then I go and do a show at Stand Up New York, and I sign up for that. And I'm walking in thinking I'm king shit. That's what I was. I was like, I don't even have to move around. Apparently, whatever I say is gold. So the host comes up. Hey, what's going on? Your name? I'm like, Ryan Dalton. How do you want me to bring you up? I'm like, get ready for this. I'm the Jester's comedy champion. And he was just like, what? He did. And I was like, no, the comedy club, Jester's Comedy Club in Chester, New York. Yeah, I'm the champion. I just won their thing. And he's like, okay. And I was just like, wow, where's my respect? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you're talking to right now? So then he comes out. He didn't even mention that I'm Jester's Comedy Club champion. He was like, next comic coming up. He's one of my friends. I've never met you. All right, so don't say I'm one of your friends and a good buddy of mine, Ryan Dalton. So then I go up. I take the stool, put it there. I'm like, oh, man.
oh jeez.
Put the leg up.
You already lost the audience.
And then I don't know what was going on. I was just talking. I guess I was just doing my act, but not really acting it out or anything. And just like, what is going on here? why is there no reaction here? And it would just suck. Then in my hat, I start feeling, oh no, why do I feel this?
Yeah.
I start feeling the beads of sweat come down, and I'm like,
You ever got a cotton mouth? You ever got a cotton mouth?
Then that little voice, that little character sits
Your
there.
I was
lipstick
like,
to your
You're
teeth?
bombing. Oh, see, well, you're
Yeah, no, I was like,
bombing
this
right
is
now.
really
It's gonna
bad.
get worse.
And then I think I just took a pause where I didn't know what was happening. I was like, and then that's when it's like, that's
Perfectly
the code
describing a bomb.
red. That was the ultimate like bomb. And I was
For
like,
how-
well,
for how long?
Thank
How
you
long?
guys. How long was I up there? I don't know. I know I teed off for like 5 minutes thinking, it's gonna catch. It's gonna catch on. This is what I do. This is
Can I tell you something about sitting down? Whenever I see a comic sit, I'm like, I don't
better
like this
be
guy
cold,
already.
you
Ah, yeah.
You better have really good material.
Mitch Hedberg or
How about if I sat
Stephen
down like
Wright,
this?
or
My
Ali,
legs
Ali,
like
Ali,
this.
Ali Sadiq can sit down. Story tell.
He's got a great story. It's
Yeah.
also how you sit. If you sit the wrong, I've seen a comic sit and be like, I don't like the way he's sitting. He's a douche. I don't like this guy.
douche. And then I was like, yeah, that's my time. What in the fuck? And then I was like, dude. And then I remember going home and be like, I will never sit down ever again. And I've never sat down ever again. And
I don't think I've ever sat down there. I don't think.
There's certain rules you don't want to break. I've
least
never
for sure, I've
broken
never-
the wear shorts on stage. I always wear
I've
pants.
never wore No, I've never.
Somebody once said it. Don't ever wear shorts.
Really?
Yeah, you look
I only wear John
ridiculous in
Cena
shorts.
shirts on stage. I will not wear anything but a John Cena shirt on stage. I changed the shirt. And I wore a Punisher shirt once, and set wasn't good. And I'm like, you know what? Going back to my JCs. So that's why for tonight, got my John Cena shirt on. So represent.
Well,
It's just how
Brother
it is.
Sugar thanks you for bringing it.
I know, absolute. I can't perform without it. So. It's my Superman
I
outfit.
like the way you described that, the little sweat coming
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, once I felt that bead, you're like, oh no, this is bad.
Oh no.
You know?
Oh no.
And then that,
All of a sudden, you're like, what else? What else? What else, guys?
Yeah, oh,
what else?
God,
What
what
else?
else?
Oh, I'm
What
bombing here. What else? I'm
I
saying, what else?
wanted to shift it real quick, a little bit. We talked about it. There's this girl, because social media is just a really toxic place, especially in the comments.
Yeah.
Just people just tee off for no. I was watching Godfrey, and I don't know if you know comedian or know about it. Eva Evelyn. She's rising. She's on Netflix. It's a joke. A lot of stuff. And there are people in the comments just teeing off about eyebrows. I was like, what is wrong with people?
Damn.
Right? But I remember there was this girl. She has big lips. Just no way to say it. She has big lips.
Oh.
Oh my God! And
I think you know who it
tee
is. That Italian girl
off,
that
yeah.
does those reviews. And
Damo.
her lips just look this wide.
Yeah.
She's all over TikTok.
She's all over
and
Big lipped
Instagram,
TikTok, Instagram girl.
I mean, they're merciless.
She's
in the comments.
You're gonna know when
But-
can you pull up
but-
big lips
what-
Instagram girl?
what-
Big lips, Instagram
lips,
girl.
Instagram.
What I love about her.
She'll pop
her.
up first. Watch
She-
that. Watch.
Oh wow,
see.
that does bother me.
There she is. Yeah. Nope.
that's not- no.
I don't- Which one?
Uh,
Oh my God, they're all ridiculous.
Food review. Put food review. She's definitely a food review something.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah, that she is.
There she is.
Yeah.
I don't.
Second from the right. From the right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
I've never seen her.
And she listen.
Scary.
You got to hear the comments. They're
She doesn't.
brilliant writing.
She doesn't let that bother her. She gets on and is cheery. I was like, well, she's a champion.
She could eat a hot dog sideways.
Oh, God.
Like it just the comments go nonstop.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
all the way on the right, that's
I
her, yeah.
definitely admire her. I admire her because it doesn't stop her.
No, you can't let us out. No, I would write back to each and every one of them. I would
She
say
didn't
like,
even
you're
write-
being
she-
rude.
she-
How dare you?
Nothing.
You know?
All somebody in the comments goes, gentlemen, let's assemble.
You ever read the funny comments like that? They're just so brilliantly written. Like
Some of them are good.
insults
Yeah,
are-
I
But
like.
she-
I
but
respond
again,
to them all.
She's a champ. She's a champ because she keeps making stuff. She comes on and she talks about like nothing happened. I was like,
Hey, put your head down, keep making content.
I think
Who
she. I
cares?
think
Yeah,
she's. I
people are
think she's
watching.
from
Who the
Philly.
hell cares? Yeah.
The Italian girl from Philly. Yeah. So, Italian lady with big lips. Oh man.
You know, we were talking about how you say when you start bombing on stage, you say, yeah, what else? You know, what's another famous one? So I know somebody who knows very well Big J Oakerson.
I don't
Mean
like
comic. He's a mean comic.
Man,
You wouldn't
hate-
like him.
hate
Mean.
And I called him out for celebrity boxing. He didn't
You
respond.
did?
I did. I said,
Really?
he sucks.
Big J?
Yeah, I said he was awful.
He's
And I
huge.
said, I should beat the shit.
He's-
I would beat the
You know what-
dye out of his hair.
You
Yeah.
know what Big J says to this comic I know?
I beat the die out of
Yeah,
it.
just squirting.
I'll beat the highlights off you.
Stupid. I know. I'm like, you look stupid. You are stupid. You're not funny. You wear these gloves like you're a badass, bro. Get in the ring and put on real gloves. You punk. I didn't hear nothing back, because he's a
But
little.
I heard.
I'm like,
Just
Big J
instigating.
Oakerson.
We
just
should
a
send
big
this
pile
part of the-
shit,
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah. Well, Well, that's what you do, and you do like the little, but you got to make it funny,
How
like
much
you know,
wanna
Big
see
J Oakerson.
now this in the comedy it wouldn't be fighting; it'd be a roast battle.
Yeah,
It'd be Big J against Ryan.
Promo wise, I can't be beat. So
roast
I
battle,
would say
that would
like
be
Big J Oakerson, you big old pile of shit. That's what your new name should be.
But you want to fight him? Celebrity
I'll fight him.
boxing?
I would love to. He'd be an easy beat up.
Oh.
He's just a tubby bastard.
You're-
Just a tub of unfunny shit.
Oh.
I'm gonna send this to his Instagram.
Yeah, do it. I mean, I've already blown him up. He'll ignore me. all
Roast
he
battle,
wants.
Ryan Dalton,
Not
Big
roast
J.
battle,
Oakerson.
You want to fight him?
I'll
on
fight
the
him
main
too.
stage, roast
wow.
I
battle.
beat you on the stage,
5
and then let me
minutes?
beat you up in the ring.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's 5 minutes?
But you know what? You know what Big J. Oakerson says to this guy I know that he calls like any comic like less than like 5 to 7 years. I forgot how I heard this. He calls them badayas. You know what a badaya is? Those comics that when they're bombing to get on stage and every joke that bombs. So, you know, they do a lot of badaya, and you realize you do stuff like this when you're new or when you're bombing. You know.
Oh man! And when you have to move the microphone stand, that's another one. You're like, oh man.
This thing. Oh yeah. You start doing this nervously.
You got to do something. You just got to move to feel like I'm doing something. Give me a minute. You know.
You guys don't like that one? Come on, you guys.
Turn on
think
yourself.
That's funny. You guys don't.
You gotta
think
turn on
that's-
yourself. Like,
Come
you
on.
know, I thought all this shit was great.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm being sarcastic.
If you
It's
say
a comedy
damn, that's
show.
usually. I think when I've said damn, it's over. I'm like, damn.
Okay, how about this one? Okay, okay, all right,
like that one?
okay, okay, okay.
I see where you're at.
But comedies is something that when it goes bad, you feel like, oh my god.
Oh, I'll leave in the car and I just want no music. Usually,
But when it goes great, oh my.
I'm blasting the music. No, I'm singing along to my song.
Oh.
I just listen to a song on repeat before an event for a show. Just one song on repeat that just has the flow that I want to have. You know. So.
What's your favorite song? Go-to song for before?
John Cena, My Time Is Now. Yeah. That's the song I always go up to.
You know the song?
yeah,
I have
his
no
theme
idea
song.
what it is.
You got to get
Oh,
on
really?
the rest.
You know.
Oh Jesus!
My wedding song, we came out to that song as well. Yeah, that's my JC.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's my jam.
Wedding song.
Oh man, we only got a little time left. What you got any shows coming up?
Fights where we're getting into training now. So now we're looking at that. Big J Oakerson, where you at? I'll kick your ass.
What's
Tyron
your-
Woodley, you know.
What's your handle on social?
Ryan
media?
Dalton 316, just like Austin 316, because I'm
jeez.
probably gonna whoop your ass. So, because I you know, every time they're like, but you lost your last fight. Well, you know what? After my last fight, I told myself we're done with that, and we're just gonna keep winning now. So we're over that, so it's fine.
So you're 1-3.
1-3, but I don't count the 3, so I only count the 1.
Do you really think that before you go up in the comics doing really good? You're like, I got to murder him now.
Oh, I kill them all. I have to kill you. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
that's-
I have to get angry. Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't want to talk to anybody. Yeah. 'Cause I'm like, and again, if I hear laughs beforehand, now I like really hate you.
You never want to like ride the wave, like we say. Like if
No,
somebody does
kill,
really good,
kill
ride
all.
the wave, kill.
That's what it is. Kill 'em all.
I did a show.
But yet he likes nice
What
comics.
was it? The veterans.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
true.
really
I do
ironic.
like nice
Was it
comics.
the veterans we did up by you?
Oh, the veterans. show. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And
What's
now I
that?
have the new show. When we did the veterans.
Oh
show,
yeah, that was
you guys
fun.
know.
That was really fun.
That was a little fundraiser goodness. But now we got that other show, which is like the community in my area. They're like, that tip jar pays more than poker's, let me tell you. So try to do that, ladies and gentlemen. When you're trying to get your open mics or something, tip jars pay more than trying to get the door or anything. People just, if they had a good time, they just
idea.
throw bills in there.
yeah.
Put a
They're supposed to do
Venmo.
$5 a ticket. Just say, hey, tip jar before you leave. And then people are just like, yeah, that was a really good show, $20, you know. So
Put a little Venmo on the side too, but people don't have
ooh,
cash these
could do
days.
a Venmo. Yeah, that's true.
There's always one guy who's like, I got nothing on me.
got no cash.
Don't you?
Oh, don't you?
Don't you?
It's like calling his bluff, right? Like then then Venmo me if you have no cash.
What
on
do you got coming up?
you. What do I got coming up?
Besides our upcoming fight.
Nothing. This is gonna come out. If this is you're watching this and this is already out, come check me out July 17th at Laugh It Up for the All Stars Showcase, and definitely September 11th and 12th, hosting for Harlan Williams. All 4 shows, 2 nights, 4 shows, 7 and a 9:30 show, 2 nights in a row for Harlan Williams at Laugh It Up Comedy Club, and that's it right now. Those are the big
I
ones.
have 20th this Friday and the 21st, but this is probably coming after that.
It's already out.
I'm doing something July 17th as well. I'll put it up. It's in Jersey somewhere, I believe. Is it or Cold Spring? I'll put it up. You'll see it.
He'll hook you up.
And yeah, but you know, I'm at Black Rock Dave.
Check me out at Big Alex Comedy.
Brian Dalton 316 says I just whooped your ass.
It's been fun. I was like, hold on, 5 minutes. Where did the time go?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like we even asked you any questions. But it was fun. I
Sure,
think.
it feels like you're running me.
Yeah.
What do you got
know
to
you
say
a
to
little bit.
Big J Oakerson one last time?
Yeah, one last time you got
they
something
go-
to
Think
say.
you could take him in a roast?
I could take him in a roast, definitely kick his ass in the ring. I could whoop his ass after the roast on the street.
How hilarious. A roast and then you fight
And then
after
we
the roast.
fight
A real fight.
afterwards. And then if it's
And
one
you
and
beat him in
one, then
both.
we take it to the ring. You know,
And
roast, street fight, boxing match.
you beat him all
I
three.
kick his.
But he loves nice
stupid
comedy
ass.
comedians.
he loves
But he
nice
loves
comedy.
nice
Yeah,
comedians.
but when I go out there, I'm going to be pleasant. You know.
How about John B. Chris? You want to kick his ass too or no?
Who the hell is who?
John Chris. He's a Christian comic.
Beat him up too.
Who would you let the celebrity wrestle? Your all-time hero.
My
Triple
all-time
H,
hero.
Steve Austin.
John Cena would be crazy.
John Cena.
I did call out Dane Cook, and I tried to beat him up, even though he was my one of my favorite comics. But he didn't like my videos.
He didn't like it? He
I
commented?
didn't see a thumb. I didn't see a thumb
Ooh.
up. So I took that as
Oh.
an insult.
And okay, disrespect. You had to represent for the
So
streets.
I was like,
Chester, New York. in the building.
I'll beat the shit out of you.
Copy.
So if you're not going to give me a thumbs up, I have to beat the shit out of you. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, listen, I know somebody who knows Big J Oakerson, and I'm going to
Set
try
that.
to see if we can send him a clip of you
Yeah.
trash talking.
Yeah.
If
And
he
then
can
I'll repost my
do a,
video
do a roast.
And a fight.
and a
Well,
fight.
Hey
Break his
guys,
nose.
thank you for tuning in. Be certain to like, share, and tell your friends and all that good stuff, man. And this has been episode 28. Yeah?